We have no leaders but looter. Zimbabwe corruption is madness. I remain one blow, Mr. Blow, as I blow the corruption, mutilation for my generation. Hear me now. Shout out to Raspi. We have a mafia government in Zimbabwe. We have no rights in Zimbabwe because the police and them soldiers are corruption. See, we have no ministers in Zimbabwe because they appoint their sons and girlfriends. Mama, corruption. The police is brutal, the military is volatile. See, corruption. Every corruption in Zimbabwe. Hear me now. How can a whole nation with ministers lost 15 billion? Zimbabwe is funny, the diamonds were given to Chinese in exchange for cheese. What about your Zimbabwe? Corruption, 3 airplanes went missing. Mugabe and his in-laws and we're dishing. Let's talk about weak, no solar and hospital plus goats. The minister and president lie under oath. They injected Morgan and silenced the revolution. I cry corruption. They paid Nelson and stole the election. The nation left in confusion. Mr. Wamblo, I say it's corruption. Big up to you, one boy. This nation is rotten. We need a revolution. And youth on a mission. Say no to corruption. I'm about to cry now. Prophets and pastors lie for cash cars from Wignell. We have fake socialite and ass-licking musicians. You just praiser. Preacher, try more. Walter Magaya and you pastor Yan. Poverty makes us brainless, calling looters boss and praising corrupt military. Why do journalists fear? Big up Hopewell and bless it, salute out and Soul TV. What happened to General Solomon, Air Marshal Terence Sherry, Minister SB Moyo? Where is Walter Muzembe? Don't forget more Blessing Ali. This government mama is corrupt and bloodthirsty. No to clueless government, sex for Mr. Appointments. No to gold mafia. Even you, Prophet Angel, you a criminal. We have a mafia government in Zimbabwe. We have no rights in Zimbabwe because the police and them soldiers were corruption. See, we have no ministers in Zimbabwe because they appoint their sons and girlfriends. Corruption. The police is brutal, the military is volatile. See, corruption. Every corruption in Zimbabwe.
Yes, as we have no leaders in Zimbabwe, the leaders are corrupt. Vakazara nehori. Ndinogarisa panapa ndangotaura just an introduction. Ndikuonese some of you don't know what is really going on in Madagascar. Madagascar yakati hatina basa nazvo kuti president wedu ndi chairperson weSADC. Isusu hatimuzive ende haasi legit munhu wekufrance uyu ngaabaye. Vakanyora tsamba kuSADC ikaignowa like always. Vakasvika pakuzopinda mumugwagwa and they got the support from the military. Ndo mubvunzo wandiri kuisa mucomment section nhasi kuti can Zimbabwe do what Madagascar did? Zimbabwe, can it do the same? Kuti musi wa17 kuri kutaurwa naComrade Geza, tobuda tese takaenda mumugwagwa. Tinokwanisa here kuzviita? I'm going to put the question in the comment section, but for now we need to listen to different opinions kuti vamwe vanhu vari kumbotiwo chii panyaya yaComrade Geza. Hatisiri sutega, tine muromo, tine vanhu vakawanda vakasiyana vane ma different opinions. But mubvunzo muhombe wandinoda kuti mupindure ndewekuti can Zimbabwe do what Madagascar did? Havana kana kumbogaya kuti ndichaSADC chair, isusu taiti tichamirira idi atanga abviswa, idi abviswa pachair, chii chakazoitika? Nothing happened. Takangoramba takangostikana nhasi. So now there is an opportunity. Mdarageza is saying kuti handei as mass tonobvisa hurumende yehuori. Mawanaya. Thank you for everyone who's watching right now. Kuda kwashe nyanduko. Without the military support, it's impossible. Namkoma George Solomon, great song. Yeah, the song was done by. Let me see the name here. I keep on forgetting the guy's name. But Simba One Blow, I'm going to bring him on the platform, and then he has to explain to us kuti paanengachinyora masongs aya anengachimonya sofungei zvikanzi na user 2626 DJ Oli Wagwan brethren, I'm good and your side zviri kufamba here, right? Zvikanzi na Valentine, let's free our country background, our beloved Zimbabwe, hashtag 17 October, we say no to 2030. And then ndo chimwe chinhu chisiri kuzikanwa nevanhu ichochocho zvikanzi hapakaipa wali. One thing that you don't know, if you don't go and march on the 17th 2030 Mnangagwa anenga achipo. That's the saddest news. Saka, it's up to you, it's your choice. Let me just listen kuti vamwe vanhu vari kuti chii uyezve vari kufunga kuti chii pamusoro penyaya iyi handitika. Let me just cross.
Because the police and them soldiers corruption. See, we have no ministers in Zimbabwe because they appoint their sons and girlfriends. Mama, corruption. The police is brutal, the military is violent, I see corruption.
Right, thank you very much, appreciate it. Mr. Ruiz,
Uncle, thank you very much for this space. We thank God for Comrade Geza and his resilience and the energy that he is bringing. It's unfortunate that such an old man is the one at the forefront of the struggle to liberate Zimbabwe from potential ruin. We have to be honest, Uncle, that people are angry because life in Zimbabwe is unbearable. I know some of the people who are here. You speak from the luxuries of these Western, European and American cities, where you have got running water, where electricity is readily available, hospitals are fully equipped. So your reality and our reality on the ground is different. Life in this country is a mess for the ordinary person. I said it in the past and I'll say it again, that musaono rwarirwa or musaono firwa. When you are in this country, you then realize that things are tough in Zimbabwe. So from that background, I want to say I am in support of anyone and everything that can make our lives better. We are professionals. We earn quite a decent salary in terms of our standards in Zimbabwe. But then you ask yourself, can I yakadai kokuzoti a vendor or an unemployed person in the village and the countryside who is not earning anything or expecting anything at the end of the month? How are they surviving? So it is against this backdrop, Uncle, that people have so much anger in this country. And the system has not done itself favor. They've, instead of standing with the people, instead of sympathizing with the circumstances of the ordinary person, they've taken a wrong move to splash money at the poor. They've done nothing but to spit their luxuries at the faces of the poor people. If you remember the revolution of 1789, how the Bourbon monarchy fell, there's a lady named Louis the 16th, and was married to Mary Antoinette. Because they were not in touch with the lived experiences of the people, Mary Antoinette says, if they are hungry, give them cakes and champagne, because she is out of touch We had a former First Lady, Grace Mugabe, who was out of touch with the reality. And we know what then happened, how the story went. So we also have another system that does not seem to read history and to read the mood in the country. People are angry, uncle. Life in Zimbabwe is unbearable. Doctors, lawyers, these elite professionals are crying because things are really tough in this country. What about the ordinary person? So I would want to dispel all those who are saying you are supporting Chiwenga, you are supporting ZAN, this and that. No, we are looking for an alternative within ZANU-PF that can give us a better life. Number one. Number two, I do not care whether Nelson Chamisa is going to be the savior or Chiwenga is going to be the savior. What I simply want for my family and my children is a better future. What I simply want for my family and my life is a better Zimbabwe that works for everyone. So, Uncle, I'm saying the message that Comrade Geza then comes and brings resonates with a lot of our people. What Geza is saying to the masses is that, it's high time we protest. It's high time people get to know of our anger and our disappointment in this funny facade that they are calling the Second Republic. People are angry. People are not happy. It's just that they have guns and they've got military force. They can send people and, things can happen to you. That's what they only have. But people forget to remember that power is temporal. Today you have it, tomorrow banomanywa. Whoever thought in their wildest imagination that Robert Mugabe will be disposed like he was. So it's that background that we need to remind each other that, comrades, a time shall come when you will no longer be in power because of maybe nature or one or two events will happen. So I'm fully in support of what Comrade Geza is saying, that it's time something be done formally within the party at the conference. This week is going to be a very interesting one. And to put it in Comrade Geza's language, Garaima Gatenga data. Things are happening in between Monday and the end of the conference. A lot of things are likely to happen. And he has put them on alert. It's not going to be business as usual in the coming week. Thank you very much, Ango.
Yeah, Baiwa, thank you very much, advocate. Tinotenda nemashoko enyu regai tifambire mberi. Ngoma Lenso, please come through.
Hi, Uncle Jens. How are you?
Good, Mkoma, I'm good. How is it going?
Naye nyama Leonard pane post yake yandakampindura 2023 akazoita like nezuro uritse
Ndepi Nyamashisha, ndepi.
Don't let us struggle.
Ndepi post yo. Okay. Let me just be quick to be precise. You see, we are at a certain level now in Zimbabwe political status or status quo, whatever you call it. But mazuva ano Emerson Mnangagwa akumhoresana nemubobo. You know mubobo, that snake, that powerful snake. Yeah, akumhoresana namubobo. Arikutodana namangure. So very soon we are going to see the demise of Emerson Mnangagwa. We need to fasten our belts, ladies and gentlemen, because at this hour, the temperatures in the room now, we are in a zone of thermal disturbance. The time is now, and it is now. It is here. Let us blow the winds of change through what Geza has just said. We need to support him. Last time we disappointed Geza. Geza told us to go into the streets and we didn't go. Like what you've done, Uncle Jez, by saying wherever you are, you might be in Cholocho, you might be wherever you are, but we need to take this thing into action now. because we've done a lot of bickering on social media, whatever, but we needed to take action as soon as possible. Geza is on spot and he's been saying these things quite long. Yeah, quite long. So what we want is to implement what Geza is saying. The marginalized, the poor, the civil servants. We've got a lot of people who need support from 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 uh, from what Geza is saying. So we are the people who are marginalized. We are the people who are frustrated of what is happening in the country. So what we want is a change. So on the 17th of October, I think we should just go out in our numbers and support this cause. We can't let Emerson Mnangagwa do whatever he's doing. Imagine Truona Chivayo in a t-shirt. On what grounds is he presenting himself to the head of state? And the head of state kumba kwa Emerson Mnangagwa ku state house kwakuitwa ngemusha wekutambira makonzo, whereby we see mapostori vachishiti vana sapatina vachienda vachidya chicken, then they get a car just saying it's sapatina. Musha we-state house hausisina chiremerera. Saka, no, what we want to do is to support Geza, and I think this is the time, fellow Zimbabweans, wherever we are, we should put this and put a rubber stamp and put a stop to this nonsense, so that we can see Zimbabwe starting to rise again. Zimbabwe is endowed with vast mineral resources, and people like Wanamtisi, Wantanzi, the minerals do not belong to Zimbabweans. They belong to those who are mining our resources. Where are they mining these resources? Why can't they go and mine these resources in their own countries? It's our heritage. It's so confusing that some people think that they can just propagate that kind of nonsense, selling our heritage. So why did the war veterans go to war? To fight for what? They were fighting for the equal rights. They were fighting for the resources. Then they say because we don't have any capacity to mine those minerals, so you don't have an entitlement to those minerals. That's nonsense. Thank you, Uncle Jez.
Right. Thank you very much, for that. I do appreciate. Right. No to 2030. How are you? Please take the mic.
Hey, Uncle Geza, I'm fine. How
No,
are
I'm
you?
good. Zuri say go.
Aiwa, kuno kwakanaka. So thanks for the space.
Aiwa, tinotenda tisu nekuya kwamaita.
Simbi yacho inenge ichida kurohwa, ichiri kupisa, so chiri kupisa, chiri kuboka.
Ndizvozvo here.
Alright. Uncle Geza, I think I just want to just support zvanga zvitagona mukomalenzi izvo kuti muna March, end of March, Comrade Geza called for a protest and hapana zvatakaita. But if you really want to see zvinhu zvaitika from March to now, for 6 months, dzichiitika on the 7 months amen. Zvikukutu, it's worse than what has happened over the past years. Uona, saka tikaramba tichiregerera manje tichingoti ameno tisiri kuda kutora action kuti togona bombshell izvi that is going to get worse over the next months. Kana ndazvitori pachiki yekuda kutoparadza nyika, yekutotora, yekutopedza. So if you don't do anything, it means kuti the things are just going to get worse and worse and worse. Isusu tisiri kudi kutora action. So patava panguva ye-action yava D-Day, just like what has been said, is now a D-Day, like what has been said. Saka
Right. Muri bwera hapo mkoma.
Vairwacha munyorododo.
diaspora, you need to
No. Right, Mike Mukoma,
Do
Mike.
something organize.
Right. Yeah, it goes just man. My boy, please go ahead.
You need to organize from there. From diaspora, you need to organize. To contribute something, it might be financially, kana kuti ameno, tie something from there. Last time, takanomhanya isusu muna machiumu wa 31 tikamhanyiswa nepolisi tatiri about 100 and something vamwe vakavharirwa. And the third part ndeyekuti kune vakavharirwa mhuri dzavo dzakakwara nenzara because there was no one who could support those families. Vanhu tinorarama nehand to mouth of Zimbabwe. So let's have something, chimwe chinhu chinokwatika so chekuti unoziva kuti we are fighting this thing together. Pane something kari kuuya kudiaspora, we know kuti kana vamwe vakavharirwa, we can have like malawyer anotimiririra. There are people who can pay for those. Pane vachatumirawo chikafu kumhuri dzinenge dzavharirwa sokuti vana at least there will be some form of motivation. Iyi struggle iyi tiri kugwa against billionaires. We're not going to make some sacrifice financially, spiritually, kuti anodamata physically ground, then we are not going to defeat these people. Hapana zvatinge tichiita. Ngatitobatanai zvemashuwa. If we let this 17 October pass pasina action nemusoro, tinge tanyora ameno. But yeah, that's my contribution.
Anditika aiwa ndinotenda Mukoma nepli yenyu yamaita kuti hanzi vari diaspora ngatibatanei tionewo kuti izvo zuva iri rinofamba zvakanaka here. Aiwa ndinotenda ndofunga vari kunzwa but aiwa regai tifambire mberi sezvo tisina hedu nguva yakati rebei. I want to call upon Feja into the conversation, and Nino, please, stand by. Now the people's voice. So Feja, how you doing?
Comrade Geza, say,
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. Panapa, it's quite sad. The first thing fellow Zimbabweans, if we look at this behavior, Mnangagwa, 2017, kuskanhasi, you can actually tell, like someone was saying, kuti paitika kukutu, because we are talking of a president who has never won an election. Kubva akapinda necoup, and tarisai patasvika 8 years later. If you check, you must ask yourself, kuti, but what is in this man's mind, given the suffering, abject poverty that we have in Zimbabwe? It is so sad. It is so sad. So, for those of us who are in the opposition and who may think and say that this is a ZANU-PF internal matter, yet you were fighting for change, you will never get any change if you allow Mnangagwa, for any reason, to bastardize the constitution of our country. We will never get that freedom. What Mnangagwa is doing is to build a wall between the people of Zimbabwe and freedom. The wall that he is building, if we let him do that, saying that this is a ZANU-PF internal matter, then we don't know what we are doing. And if you are of that mindset, it's an internal matter, ZANU-PF, you must understand that Mnangagwa ari kurara pang'anga. For the purpose yokuti iwe utaure zvautaura izvo kana kuti ufunge izvozvo kuti it's an internal matter ichi yeZANU-PF. Saka marituals ari kuita anogona kunge atokugara zvekutoti unogona kufunga kuti regai conference idarike tigozoita maelection. Where will you get the elections? Because what he is doing, remember that there is no clear-cut objective yokuti vanhu izvozvi vangati no, what he wants to do is to install this and that, or someone like so and so. No. There is a high possibility that a dynasty is coming. Remember, he attended a function in Swaziland. Remember, he went to Guinea to talk to Nguema, who is in charge of that country, with his sons and his clan. So everything that is being said, Kuti, he wants to install so and so, it's just a speculation. It's just a speculation. The real possibility is that Zimbabwe will be turned into a kingdom where elections will never be held again post 2028. So this is a serious matter that requires the people of Zimbabwe to come together, galvanize, and stop this madness. This is the height of madness that we have never seen. Yeah? A man who has never won an election is now almost at the verge of installing a kingdom in Zimbabwe. Just imagine. Just imagine. Just think about it. Yeah? Ndiani angambozifunga izvo kuti sure kingdom Zimbabwe yotoitwa kingdom utonzi kuna mambo ndiye ari in charge, hakusina election. A country that has once been considered to have the highest literacy rate, you know, chii chakadaro varume. It is time that we need to set aside differences as citizens and rally behind this old man. It's so sad that we have got a 70-year-old fighting to stop the bastardization of our constitution in Zimbabwe. We must be feeling ashamed, Warume. We must really feel ashamed because we are at a crossroads as a country. Let's try to support this program for 17th of October and make sure that we stop the nonsense. Because if we let him do this, Zimbabwe would have gone to the dogs. Post 2028, no elections. Zimbabwe is going to be a kingdom. So is that what we want? Let's rally behind Geza. Geza revolution is the best thing that we can support now, because what he wants to do is to stop, you know, the bastardization of our constitution. It is very important for the sake of our generation. We rally behind the old men. This is the only time. If we don't do it, who is going to do it? If we don't do it, what is going to happen? If you fold your arms and sit back, what do you think is going to happen to this country called Zimbabwe? If he succeeds what he wants to do, this country would be gone. I am telling you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Pakaipa, thank you very much, Mukoma, for that passionate contribution. Tinotenda maoko kwamuri. Thank you very much. Can I bring in Nino into the conversation, please?
Blaz, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Blaz. Blaz, you know, I speak here as a 32-year-old Zimbabwean, and it's actually very painful. Zimbabwe, it's very painful. Our youth are hopeless. They are hopeless. They've got no direction. And I speak as one of the youth. It's just that I'm privileged enough that in Ruta and Zimbabwe. But you know, when you speak to your relatives back home, you hear their cries with because things are very bad. We cannot continue on this path as Zimbabweans. We cannot allow it. Plus, a story, I left Zim grade 7. which was 2004. I was fortunate enough with Kwandiri Kunoku. I came, I managed to further my studies. If I can tell you, even till now, when I left, we had my struggles, Mvura, Magetsi, and everything, you know, Kumkoba. And if I can tell you now, those struggles are still there. Mvura in the 7 days. You have once a month or twice a month if you are lucky. So let's ask ourselves, is this ndonyika yatinoda here iyi ndokwatoda kuti is ndo direction yatiri kuda as Zimbabweans? We cannot allow kuti Mnangagwa aramba achitonga. He has failed. And it's okay for him to bow out. No, let someone take over. I've looted enough. We knew Vele it was never about us, but for them and their families. But what about the ordinary Zimbabwean Arugu Gokwe? Asina any sort of education. Anofudza mombe. What are they eating? That's what we need to ask ourselves. They've got no running water. Havanama toilet. In this day and age, vanhu vanoenda kutoilet, kana uchitoenda kutoilet unoenda pasi pemuti. We cannot allow this to continue, Arome. We can't. Not in this day and age. It's sad. Zimbabwe. It's actually it's heartbreaking, if I can put it that way. These guys, do they not see? Are they out of touch? What is it? If kana dzichokwadi kuti vanoita marituals, kasi marituals avanoita ndo vanovaudza kuti ndo muitiro wamafanirwa kuita zvinhu, you should not care. Let's build a Zimbabwe where everyone is included, where everyone can benefit. Right now, Tinema China, Argumaina, we don't even know how many employees employ Angani. And at what rate are these people getting paid? Nobody really knows. So we need to ask ourselves, Twenda Kupi, what do we do? Who do we cry to? We cannot cry to anybody anymore. It's time for us to stand up and fight for what belongs to us. If it means that we are going to be the sacrificial lamb, let it be. Let it be. If this is the way things are meant to go, I am one of those people. I am willing to be on the ground in a new, to fight, because I've watched this thing from a young age. These things, it's sad. I'll get to die in a new and so it's getting worse and worse by the day. People flaunt their cars, my Rolls Royce, they flaunt everything. If you ask Wikno, he goes, Wikno, no employer Vangani. How many people do you pay salaries to each and every month? Probably none. Tongonzotane company, what does these companies do? Nobody really knows. Corruption is happening right under our nose, Takangotaris. And maybe a comrade Chiwenga Varkuchka would maybe havana support. If Kanavaripo Panapa maybe Baruto Terror, Munayo support, believe me, you've got support. Or if anyone are close to comrade Chiwenga, let him know Guti, the people are sick and tired of what is going on. Munika Medu. We no longer have a country. Changosari go to Tito Ngonzoti Tavana president in Chinese jet. That is the next thing. I will not be shocked with the way things are happening. So please, guys, let's rally behind this. Avinabasa out in the Geza, cannot Indiana need this idea. Let's rally towards anyone who's willing to bring change. And visa murumo, because if we fail here, and we will ever have a comeback. And please, if kanamune my relatives vanwarpana apa ma soldier, ma purisa, please, we are doing this for you as well. You are suffering enough. Munoinda kubasa nebhutsu dzakaboka. Munokwira makombi. Vamwe venyu muchafa musina driver motor. You want to better your lives so that you can have a better salary, so that you can have running water. You can provide for your family. You can provide for your kids. That's all I have to say, Uncle Geza. Thank you very much. And please, guys, Mama Soldier, Nema Purisa, spread the word with Iowa. Do not kill people all in support of Emerson. Emerson Asemuari is not God. Thank you, plus.
Right. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Pillar of Strength, do you want to come through? Pillar of Strength, are you there? Right. Okay. Can I go to Zero?
Yes, Ango, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Tizitinayo nyaya mudhara Geza iyi.
Aiwa, tinayo ngoma.
Yeah, so for me, I don't have much to contribute. But what I wanted to say is the call is right. Of course, we know that people who ask what is the
Hey, I don't know what's going on here with my network. Let me see if I can fix it quickly. And then we can go back to our conversation. Timonzwa zviri kutaurwa nevanhu zvakaita sei zvakasiyana siyana kuti vanhu vari kufungei, vanhu vari kutii nenyaya yemusi wa17 October. Let me try one more time to go back to not tinowina here apo kuti zvinobuda here.
We have no leaders but looter. Zimbabwe corruption is madness. I remain one blow, Mr. Blow, as I blow the corruption, mutilation. For my generation, hear me now. Shout out to Raspi. We have a mafia government in Zimbabwe. We have no rights in Zimbabwe because the police and them soldiers are corruption. Corruption. See, we have no ministers in Zimbabwe because they appoint their sons and girlfriends.
Remember Geza when he came in last time. Kuti guys takakukanyai. Zvinhu zvataida kuti zviitike, it didn't go the way we wanted. So I think these war veterans, they want to correct that this time. And then I would say, even if they come in, if they mess up again, they know people will be descending on them again. And I would say it's better. Because Uyu Mnangagwa, we know what he's doing. He's messed up. We can't carry on with him. Let somebody come in. I don't mess up, but at least Trombompo face the good Argupinda. I'm going to mess up and then we'll deal with that person at that time. So guys, let's grab this chance to get on the street. When we get in the street, let's do our demands. When you get in the street, this time let's not go home. We go in the streets, we do our demands because this is a power acho. You see, they are calling us to go in the streets. So the power really does not reside in us, the people. That's when we can demand what no. We want an inclusive government. We need these demands and Kutitibudem Road. And then it will be done and it will be tabled, and then we are the winners. Thank you. God bless Zimbabwe. God bless everybody. Let's fight for our freedom, guys. Thank you. Thank you,
Right.
Nyamashis. I appreciate
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. The guide from Biremberi, ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing with our reaction session kune presa yaitwa navageza. Baba tonodzai. Makasimbere baba muri sei.
Chikwata makadi ini ndiri nani haiwa mwara
makunzwa sei manaya here vatonidzai makunzwa sei
aiwa zvinenge nani manje ndatobuda nhasi ndakatomboenda kunoimba kereke uchiminzi ndasimba.
Aiwa, tinotenda
Aiwa,
tinotenda.
tinotenda.
Zvinenge zviri kuita endewo futi handifaniri kuenda ndisina kuona New Zimbabwe. Ndakuona vazukuru
Aiwa,
vachitonga.
kana tinongona kuita vhiji chaiyo chaiyo.
Unotoenjoya Zimbabwe yacho watodza.
Toda kuti
Aiwa,
tione.
toita vhiji baba, toita vhiji.
Ya. Ndafara ndiri kuwana mukana wokutaura nemi. Vakomana hatichada vanhu vanongonakidzwa nekutaura. Ngatichiona iwo tichiita zvinhu zvinofamba. Zvinhu ngazvifambe. Zvinorwadza sei kugara zuva nezuva tichiti hapana plan. Hapana plan. MuZimbabwe mune vanhu vakawanda kudaro munonzi mashaya plan. Chiri kushaisa plan tose tiri kuchiziva. Chinenge chiri kushaisa plan iri kuonekera. Asi tochiramba tichishainirwa nazvo here nevanhu vatatu vatiri kuziva zvedu kuti kutishora zvavo plan vanoiziva yanga yakatsikirirwa. Nguva dziya vamwe takazvipira takaenda takasvika kuti tidongorere tione kuti kunobuda anani tiri kwekoko. Hakuna akabuda akaendako. Tadzoka takasikonzwa vanhu vachiti hakuna plan. Kwakanga kwaita munhu ane plan. Kwakashaya vanhu vane plan. Vane simba rekubuda. The thing is not to fight anybody but to demonstrate that we are hungry. Hatina chatinacho. Hakuna ari kufanira kubuda ane dombo. Hakuna anofanira kubuda ane tsvimbo. Kuenda kundozviratidza kuti varume tafa nenzara. Ndiani angatange kungorova munhu asina chaanotadzirwa nacho. Musi uyu vanhu vari kubuda vachienda kumusangano wavo. Chiunoka uchienda ufanike unoenda kumusangano wavo. Wotya futi wodzosvika uchiti haana plan. Toziva kuti uri kutii manje. Hatidzei kukokawo zivindi. Zvanzi zuva iri nechikonzero chekuti zuva iri rakasununguka. Zvanzi tiri kunzwa konseri tichidzawo nekona pedu. Now and again ndinonzwa masoko anochiti inini ndofunga Geza ndinenge ndinomuziva anenge ariwo. Kwadi kutsvakwa vanhu vanoenda nerweseri kutsaka kuti vana ava vanhu vedu varege kufa vachidemonstratwa vachazvipira kubuda vanochengetedzwa. Chii chiripo? Nokuti muri vana munhu mumwe chete makati aiwa zvakanga zviri zvedu gore riya. Mwoyo yevanhu iri kuputsika. Mwoyo yevanhu tiri kudzokerora. Nokuti hakuna ari kuita siriyasi nehurukuro dzatiri kuita kuti alright pakazombozamwa here kuti tione kuti ivo vanhu vamunenge muri kunzvenga muri kungotaura nezvema-ex combatants. Hatigoni kuaziva, hatigoni kusvika kwaari. Tine macitizens amuri kuda munzira. Vakamborasiswa vaya vamakati tine urombo takakukadza rwendo runo masanduka ngakuiswe an effort. Tisvike 17 tichiziva kuti timire panzvimbo imwe chete. Kana kuri kunze nokunze kudiaspora tirege kuti vari panzvimbo ndo vatiri kutarisira. Tiri kuiteiwo kubatsira effort iri kuitwa nevanhu vari paground. Taneta nevanhu vanotoda kungoitirwa. Unogona kuita chimwe chinhu uri kwauri ikoko. We don't need to be all in Zimbabwe. No, we can do something. Chinobatsira vanhu vari muZimbabwe. Ndo masoko angu andichida chete. Dai tanga takwanisa kuwana kana MP wedu ari pedyo. Arege kuzoti zvakanga zviri zvana triple C. Bvunza ivava vanyanenge ava vakamboti anga putsika vari kuti rwendo runotosara vakare vari kuti ndane yangu pati ngavabvunzwe tibatane. Hatingataure nyaya yekubatana tichaza kubatana pane zvinhu zvipenyu izvi. Let's consult our MPs vakabuda varimo tese kuti apa tiri kuti apa isu vediaspora tiri kuti aiwa zvakanaka kuti tibude mazvita.
Vatoona dai ma-MP aya vari kutoda 2030 kava.
Aiwa, ngavauye munhu wese ngaauye. Nai vanongoda kuita umbimbi ndoga kuda 2030 seko, hakuna zvakadaro. 2030 ndo iri kurambwa, saka ivo vada kushingirira pane chinonenge chikurambwa. But anyway, regai tifambire mberi tinzwe kuti izvo vamwe vanotiwatchiwa. Time is now 18:41. I think we've got about an hour or so vuruvuru minutes. Let's eat. How you doing? Please take the mic. And can I ask Dr. Moses to get ready, Michelle to get ready, Tadiwa Nashe to get ready, and Vanyangu to get ready. Let us go with that order. Let's eat. Hey, tell me what is your reaction.
Uncle Jim Rise.
I'm good. Murze.
I want none. Uncle Jim, I just have a few things. Especially kune
So
vari on the fence.
let's eat only to follow back here. Thank you.
Iwe.
Mwenda mberi ndamchida zvinhu ngepepa bag imi.
Nai. Ndo vananotaura kuti munhu ada zvinhu
Aiwa,
iyoyo.
naye. Kungo hakira kunge COVID. Uncle Jim. Mwenda
Toda
zindo, I'll
kuodha
follow
nyama
you.
iri paprofile pako apa.
Chirenge yakantaura ndakagara zvandataura. This is directed especially kune vanhu vari on the fence. Anzi matakadya kara anyaradze mwana nditika. Zvakatoita 2017 zvakatoitika zvakatopfuura. Let's not talk about it. Kana mistake yaitika ka, you learn from the mistake. Hatirambe tichidzokera kuti hanzi kwakaitika zvakati. Toda kuzovhunduka here. Musi wamuchamuka muchinzi hanzi national anthem yakuimbwa neChinese. Moda kuzotirimuka here. Musi wamuchaona flag yenyu yaane half yeZimbabwe half yeChina. Ndo pamuchada kuzotirimuka here. Because this is where we're going. Uncle G, probably last year or something, I remember coming on this platform, Digitaura Kuti. Not long from now, Tichava isusuma foreigners in our own country. If we don't act now, this is where this is going. Vanhu vari kwamutoko, please sumkai. This is your chance. Yekusimudza chimurenga munhu akaurayiwa haasi one, mukada kutsvaga haasi one. Vakawandisa vanhu vari kuurayiwa. Vese vakaurayirwa vanhu. This is your time. Machaina iwaya akauraya iwaya. Mukada kuzvitsvaga, nothing is going to happen to them. Asi muchikurubhi muna vamwe vanhu vari kuorera imomo nekuti akabasa gare shuga. Asi vanhu vari kuurayiwa every day and nobody is doing anything about it. Who is to blame? We know who is to blame. So please, Ndapota, this is our time. This is our country. This is our fight. Hakuna munhu achabva kuNigeria kuuya kuzotirwira. Hakuna munhu achabva kuBotswana kuuya kuzotirwira. Vanhu tinokuzivai muchimira muchirwira kuti hanzi Dynamos yazodaiso Captain United yazodaiso vanhu vachirwa vanhu vachiputitsana kuti putitsana izvozvi ndinguva yekuputitsana izvozvi. Nokuti izvi zvine basa izvi. Izvi zvine inheritance yazvinazvo izvi. Dai vana baba vedu vana sekuru vedu vakaita humbwende hwatinoda kuona huchiitwa nevarume I'm aiming this varume kana paina ashatirwa it's okay. hazvina kana problem izvozvo. But vakadzi katinonzi isusu tisu tinomira behind the man. Ndimi akatipa mutemo iyo. Saka I'm enforcing that law. Handiti. Simukai. Tiratidzei. Kuti you are there. You are defenders. Ndimi madzibaba. Do ubaba hwacho. Kwete ubaba hwokubata bhodho redoro pakosi pahurapa. Do ubaba. No. This is the time. Kana zvichireva kuti bheni rako pinda, bheni ngaripinde. Instead, zvatinofanha kubvunzana. This is not about supporting bheni. No. This is about the better devil. Anditi. Zvatinofanirwa kubvunzana nekuronga izvozvi tisingapedze nguva takazoitiswa takazodai pachatouya umwe munhu ipapa musati mavhara nkoji achataura nyaya yachamisa haana mbotaurwa but pachauya umwe munhu atoripo. Pane vanotamba nhova kana usina kutaura chamisa. Instead zvinhu zvatingadai tiri kuita nkojika kuisa list yemademands ari kudiwa. This is what we want. This is what we want. Handitika. Ndo zvatinofanirwa kuita as a country. Ndo kurakidza kuti tafunda from 2017. Because zviri kuitika izvika iNigerian movie iyi yatiri kuitirwa munyika medu. Tichamuka Zimbabwe isisiri Zimbabwe. Yane zite kunzi or whatever. This is going to happen. Please, I beg you. Please. When does please, I beg you people. I beg you. These people, because I was listening from the get-go, they don't give a damn. Why, you ask me? They sold their souls for riches and trinkets. They don't give a damn. Zvakafanana nekubvunza kuti hanzi slay queen ari kufunga here kuti mari yawo amupa iwewe mwana wako ari kuenda kuchikoro. Hanei nazvo izvo. Hanei nazvo. Haatadze kuri kwamusoro nekuti mwana wako haane kuenda kuchikoro. Zvinei naye. Zvekuti amai vako vari kumushogo havana mbeu, hakuna chimbura hora yamisa ida kunaya. Hanei nazvo izvo. Mwana wako anodya ndiaripo. Ndo zvavanoita. We don't matter. So now it's time for us to take our power back and say, no, you don't matter. Because these people, we never elected them. We never wanted them. They were imposed on us. So please, the rubbish should go out. Thank you, Uncle G.
Right, thank you very much. Ndikutosipakwa nemeseji yandiri kuona iri kubva kuna mukoma Obeti Musara Ure vari kutaura kuti when a cause resonates with your beliefs, don't focus on the messenger. Do it for your country and for your people. Aiwa, it's quite, in a profound message. Iyoyo, message yakatosimba. Iyoyo. Don't focus
Uncle
on the
G.
messenger.
Uncle G, ndakangana one
Mm.
thing. One small thing. Muri kuzviziva here kuti kune vanhu vari mugovernment. Handitika. Atikuda kutaura mazita. Vamwe vasina mazita but vane maroles avanoplay akawanda. Vakapiwa vakapiwa mafamu, vakapiwa chichi vari kutaurirwa nemachinese. Muri kuzviziva here?
Serious?
This is first hand information.
Right.
Handitika. Vari kutorerwa. Saka musambodhaute kuti vanhu vakatsamwa zvekutodaro.
Handiti?
Yeah, vanhu vakatsamwa zvekutodaro, Uncle G. This is first hand information. Ndikaona madocuments acho, Uncle G, ndichakuposterai.
Yaiwa, munongoti kandira ndobva tatongoti mhanya.
Ndokukandirai.
Tongoita redact zvinofana kuitwa redacted.
Yeah.
Kuti vanhu vanyatsokuona chete kuti this is what is happening.
Kune champwitituko.
Yeah.
But let's eat and like that. The telephone that I'm on the Xi How.
Ichokwadi mwendasi.
Pakatoipaka. Iwo funga iwo kuti izvonhingi kureva kuti vanhu vanhu vedu munhu asingatombotya. Just do their own things. Atozvona kunge ari munyika nhingi yatenzi wake. Animaize. But anyway, Dr. Moses, do you want to come through, please? And Michelle, you follow. Dr. Moses, please take the mic.
Thank you, Uncle Jed. I trust that you are doing well.
No, I'm good, my brother. I'm good.
Did he say Dr.
Yes.
Moses?
Ndiri right, zviri sei Mwendas? Ndimwendas here?
Iwe risabhuku here iyo kwanewe.
Alright, anone zviro ndakataura ukazoti svika ndataura ukabvunza ndanga ndataura here.
Saka wakatizwa.
Ndakakunzwa. Yeah, Uncle Jed, I think I always start with saying when we look about on these issues, I am somebody who is on the side of the opposition. I believe that the ZANU-PF system is very, very problematic and probably irredeemable, and that any meaningful change in Zimbabwe is not going to come from a reformed ZANU-PF in courts, but it's going to come from an overhaul of the entire system, which basically means we need a transition of power from ZANU-PF to another regime. For me, that's the starting point. But I also believe, even if when look at back to the 2017, question, yes, people participated, people embraced this so-called Second Republic. People gave Mnangagwa their goodwill, to the point that I remember when the opposition and civil society leaders went to America in December of that year, 2017, Alex Magaisa wrote a big Saturday read going to America, where he was saying that the timing of that trip was wrong because it took place at a time when people thought that they needed to give the Mnangagwa regime a chance. So Mnangagwa squandered that chance. There's no leader who is shrewd, leader who is, astute, who can do what Mnangagwa did when he got power in 2017. He was given a platform to take this country in a different direction, to bring inclusive politics. He failed to do that. But then we can't say then because he failed to do that after we gave him his goodwill, then if we are going to say another leader, even within ZANU-PF should take over, that person will fail. Yes, that person may fail, but if that person is clever, he will learn from the, I don't know whether to call them mistakes that Mnangagwa, has made. So, and of course, sometimes even when we change, there's a change of leadership within the same party. It builds a culture of changing leadership. We spent how many years with Mugabe? So if Mnangagwa goes and Chiwenga comes in, or someone else within ZANU-PF comes in, that builds the culture of change of leadership. And if someone who comes in is somebody who is able to learn from history, that person should be able to now say, I've been given a chance to do this. The previous presidents failed to do that. And on that note, I believe that I don't think that change in Zimbabwe will come just a sweeping change where ZANU-PF might be removed. That's the ideal. But given that there are no electoral reforms and all that, I think that change will come in ways that are unconventional, probably in ways that are piecemeal, where you have this small change building to another small change, building to another small change, and then until ZANU-PF is removed. So we need to be very pragmatic in our approach to this fight, because we are dealing with a context where conventional process of change do not work. So I believe that we should be going to the streets, those who can, and demonstrate. I know there are people who are concerned about people who are going, or whether you are going to be killed and all that. I've always said this, that we need to conscientize our people to understand that no matter how many people can go into the streets and be killed, many people are dying every day because of corruption, because they are driving on poor roads, because of economic mismanagement by ZANU-PF. People are dying daily in these hospitals that are derelict. So is it not better for people to go on the streets, even if 100 people die on that day? while they are seeking change. It's better than to die in these hospitals that have no medicine. We need to get to that point that we are dying anyway, and in many numbers, whether we go to the streets or not. So it's better to die in the streets than to die in a hospital where you don't have the basic medicine, right? So we need to conscientize our people to do that. And then maybe there are people who talked about the demands, which for me is a very important point, that we can't just participate without having clear demands to say, if it is General Chiwenga who is going to take over, what are the demands that we have on the table? And I wrote something, Ango Jed, recently titled Turning the Corner, the 15 non-negotiable priorities of a possible Chiwenga presidency in Zimbabwe, where I was saying that if Chiwenga is going to be the next president of Zimbabwe, these are the non-negotiable priorities that he must take into account. For me, those are the demands that we should be, or some of the demands, there are many demands, but from my own perspective, and I don't have the time to share those non-negotiable priorities now, because there are 15 of them. But I've shared the article
I can
as a
create time
message.
for you, my brother.
Sorry?
I can create time for you. I can create time for you where we
That's
can talk
what I wanted
those.
to actually request, to say, my brother, I request time for me to speak about those priorities. That and others will say they are not exhaustive, and then we can have a platform where everyone will share their views to say this is what we want, and I can write something as a follow-up. But that's one I think it will be very important. I appreciate the chance
Yes,
to
I'll give
speak
you.
about
No,
that.
no. Yeah, we can. I'll talk to you. Behind the scenes, and then I'll give you the opportunity.
Okay, Ango Jet. So let me end here, but I just want to encourage my fellow Zimbabweans. Let's fight. Even if we come to a point where we have a worse situation than way before, we will fight from there and continue fighting. I think that's the way to go. But let me end here, Ango Jet.
Right. Thank you very much. For bringing in. You brought in an important phrase in what you were saying, and that phrase, it says, "It's better to die standing than to live kneeling." Better to die standing than to live kneeling. What this phrase, speak of one preferring to die with dignity and principles than to live a life where you are submitting to others, a life of compromise or a life of oppression, which I want to believe is the latter, for us, a life of oppression. So it is all about one making a choice. What is it that you want to do? It may not mainly explain death in its sense as one dying, but it is one making a choice. Could no, I cannot continue to live in submission. I cannot continue to live in oppression. I would rather stand up and be counted in whatever it is that happens to me. Or even if I am to tap out, I know I'm tapping out with dignity. I know I'm tapping out on a point of principle because I've stood for that which I believe in. That is what Mkoma is talking about. Iyo yekuti mwana wananda kwenda pafrandi, mwana wananda kudai, murungu ofa wani. You're just dying. Anyway, my sister Michelle, how you doing?
Hello, Judd. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
You're welcome, my sister.
Hello, everyone. I think it's quite clear that a lot of us resonate with Comrade Geza's message, and we would like to support him somehow, would like to get involved somehow. But a common concern that I see with everyone is we don't know exactly where to do that and how to do that. And it's what I think I've seen as a gap in Comrade Geza's movement. As much as we support him, there's not really logistics to it. There's not really anyone who is coordinating things from the front. All we have are his speeches and his social media accounts, and we kind of go off of that. So if we say people must come out on the 17th and march, and we've only gotten that message online from his YouTube live streams. I really don't think a lot of people are going to show up, which is why I think perhaps the march is symbolic of of the army or whatever internal ZANU-PF machinations having taken place, and they remove Mnangagwa and pledge their support to a new leader, and then the march would simply be something symbolic to say this was the day that we finally decided to take back our country. I don't know, because if we are saying we are counting on these protests to take down Mnangagwa and the ZANU-PF regime in Kananda, I don't think it's going to work, because let's look back in March, for example, when they did call people to come out and protest and also to do a stay away. That didn't really work. And then this time again, you still have people not really understanding what's happening, who is really behind all of this, and what will happen afterwards if we were to take to the streets. So that's why I think perhaps if we take that initiative on our own and we create a platform for ourselves where we coordinate ourselves. If you say you want to go to the march on the 17th, for example, you don't have transport, perhaps someone can offer you a ride. This guy who spoke just before me, he says he has written 15 demands for a new presidency. So have other people I've seen. They will also have their own demands. I've also written my own demands. I actually posted it in the comments. But if all of us are working, in silos and individually like this, it's not really going to work. That's why I think we all need one platform where we can coordinate ourselves. If we say we want to support, everyone comes on board and let's see what you can do. So I have tried to create such a platform. We did back in March when we were on a space, back when Geza first called for Mnangagwa to step down. That's when we created a WhatsApp group on a space like this. And we've been coming along throughout the year trying to build a foundation, get the organization registered so we can operate formally, open bank accounts, have a website and everything. And I think right now is a good time to bring it up again on another space like this to say, if we were to go on that WhatsApp channel, I posted it in the comments. If you just go, you will find the link, you can click it, it will take you straight to the group. If all of us who say we want this change find somewhere to meet and we come up with these things, we come up with these plans together, I think we have a better outcome. If we say we don't want this to turn into a ZANU-PF Chimichavo like back in 2017, then what is our plan ourselves? I think we need to come up with that. If we say we want a national transitional authority, who do we want to be minister of whatever? Because if we don't do that, then ZANU-PF will just come next week with their people and they say, oh yeah, this is what we have. And if you guys don't have your own thing, you can't really complain, you understand. So if we could just put our heads together, find as many people as we can to get on this WhatsApp group so we can have this discussion. Let's say, who do we think is an ideal candidate to be the prime minister, the vice president, the minister of whatever? Then we have our own plan. No matter who ZANU-PF brings, it's fine. Even if it's people who are unscrupulous, if we have our own team with people who have good heads on their shoulders and they are morally, upright, then whoever ZANU-PF has, whether for the Ministry of Minerals, for example, our person can be the deputy for you. You understand? Because we're not going to get everything we want. If ZANU-PF strong arms us, we say, okay, we can have this politically motivated hire of theirs, but this is our person that we know has the knowledge to turn around the economy, the Reserve Bank, the whatever. Can we meet, is what I'm saying, can we come together somewhere and start to have these discussions? That way, no matter what happens next week, whether Mnangagwa does go or if it's going to take longer, we need to have our own plan that we are working on. If we say our education system, our healthcare system is not working, okay, what is it that we should be doing? Who could do it better? You understand? That's how we circumvent ZANU-PF strong arming us into another Chinuchavo and we wind up with another Mnangagwa. If we have our own plan as people, let's not wait for our political leaders to do this for us. We need to do it ourselves so that we have the citizens' voice represented this time around. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, for that, my sister. I think you are with, in the same line with other folks, that were, commenting, about that. But I think, there's something, because announcing that on the 17th, this is when this thing is going to be happening. Maybe in the few days, that are coming, we're going to hear more, about, this plan. But you are right and you are correct, right there to say, Kuti, yes, you are all up for this, but at the end of the day, there has to be an end game, to this. There has to be something that has to be put in place to replace whatever it is, that is there. And it's quite, important that you're raising, those. I'm quite sure they're listening to the conversation that we are having here. And I'm quite sure if they ever want to put out an announcement out there, kuti muri kuti vanhu vauye mimi vaite ratidziro, kana vachinge vaita ratidziro racho iroro, and then what? Because this is not going to be a one-day event. There has to be a process. And that process, iyoyo, maybe as we go along, it will be spelled out. But there has to be a conviction. Or there has to be something that is given as a buy-in to create the necessary conviction in people to say, Kutizo, you know what? This is what we're all about. Saka, thank you very much, my sister, for that. I just, it is time for people, to react. Your reaction, and it is important. But thank you very much, my sister. Can I bring in Banyangu into the conversation? Please give us your reaction, and then Tadiwa Nashe, if you can get ready. Banyangu, Tadiwa Nashe, let's go in that order, and then I'll announce the next set of people that will be coming in to make their presentation. Our time is now 19:07. We have got about 53 more minutes, to go, ladies and gentlemen, before I bring this, to a close. Right, Vanyangu, should I say?
Ango Jed. Burugudin, Kuchando.
Chando chiribo, azadi edo chanya suturova. But yeah, nguwa pa chango di tindo kudzokera kumashure kana kuenda kumberi. Anzuzati chadzokera kumashure kana kuenda kumberi. But yasiyana ni 2 hours pepe ndo patenge takugadzirwa kurwa nacho chando.
Ya, zvinofadza. Ndinoda kutenda vanhu paplatform. Ndinokukwadzisai mese. Protocol observed ndakambwa chirungu chakadero. Handizi kuti chinorenya yakureve chii zvacho asi chimbotaura kuma-political meeting.
Ndo kuti chichidzira kwavanongoita ikoko. Unonzi rerere protocol zino reserved. Washauri kuti protocol acho ari kubhiko yayo. Handivaiziva.
Right. Baba Geza vauya zvakare, and this time I want to believe that there is some kind of urgency in his speech, and of course anger in his speech. When I say there's some kind of urgency, look at the time frame. Nothing did 12, 11. And then we are only left with something like 5-6 days. Then it's 17. It's unlike a situation that we had in March, where ZANU-PF was given a whole six, if not, I don't know how many months to can prepare. Since Vataura, Bakatizo, 31 March, but to me, 31 March was so successful. Dandri Kumusha by that time. Patikata kwenda final minutes that 31 March. Pakata akuitwa zvinhu zvazviri very tricky. Chinhu chakaitwa namunangagwa chokutanga akabudisa matengas from KG6 akananga kudomboshawa. Maybe it's a show of power here. Akasunga Blessed Mutlanga. Again is a counter attack to Geza, because Geza anga atoudza matamba mutamba or matamba whatever the case may be kuti ukangosunga any one of us uchazviona but mutamba or matamba haana chaakavona saka kureva kuti already baba Geza vanotove nema goals mairi behind Mnangagwa, and there's need now to do better than what he did or what we did on the 31st of March. I said it was a success story on the 31st of March simply because sure matowns makavharwa mavhenda akadzingwa mutown growth points vakadzingwa indanitori kwangundu kumusha kwangu kwachivi uko vaifamba nemabhiza vachidzinga vanhu vaitengesa vaitengesa nyimo dzavo nepwa vakadzingwa, and tikatoona ngundu for the first time it was very clear pasina kana vanotengesa ne-airtime chaiyo chaiyo waitoiwana kuzazowa kuenda kusaidi rekutafanira soenda kuchiredzi uko. So it was very successful. The thing chinhu chakatadza kuitika takashayiwa leadership haina kuonekera. Tikatarisa pamademonstrations aiitwa navatsvangirai kumashure uko, vatsvangirai vaitove pamberi, kana vachirohwa vaitorovwa. Vatsvangirai, I think we are fully aware kuti at one time he was beaten, the other time he was arrested. There's a picture which yokuti kamukada ungoenda ku YouTube munongoiwana yaatsvangirai vakagerwa musoro, pane muprison guard anenge akavatarisa so achinyemwerera, andimazviona. So he was saying, yes, he has been to prison, but this is our president. That was the impression that I got from that prison guard who was looking at him with a smile. But takashayiwa follow up musi wa31 March. We were told kuti na nyoka yemabhunu kuti look, tichazokuadresa president vageza vatorimo muHarare, vatorimo vachakuadresa kumatrain. Vana vanhu veboshanduko vanga vari mutauni vachipostawo mavhidhiyo avo vachiita zvavaiita, but hatina kuona any form of leadership kusaidi yababa Geza or saidi yanyoka yemabhunu, which is one thing that I want to correct. I want the leaders to start correcting now. Sister vati maybe pamazuva ari kuuya tichanga tichiwana more information on the methodology kuti zvezvichifambiswa sei, because as long as we are headless, remember Mnangagwa akatopa a warning shot yokuti if you do this I will do that. Akazvita musi wa1 August 2018 when 6 people were shot in cold blood. Handizviti vakapfurwa sei, Uncle Jedi mukatsanangura nduma akambotsanangura futi mumwe akapfurwa nezuro muchitiwa warning shots, vamwe vakapfurwa musi wa1 August vachipfuura 45 degrees. Saka handizivi makaita maths 45 degrees dzingananga kusvika pakupinda pabhura yemukadzi kubuda nekuchifuva uku. Handizivi kuti 45 degrees dzacho dzakamira sei, handidzizivi hangu idzodzo. Maybe I need to go back to school again.
You don't need to go back to school. You're okay. Ngine doubts enyamwina mderbo.
Saka ndo zvinotinetsa izvezvo. Pakaiswa ma-warning shots already naMnangagwa kuti if you do this, abva musi wa1 August akazviteera futi musi wa14, 15, 16 January 2019. A lot of people were killed and vamwe were raped. Mapostori vachimwiswa doro vavari kustate house ivava vaingoti vakawanikwa vari kumasowe vobatwa vomwiswa doro. Kudziva rasekwa is one area that I know kwakabatwa mapostori akatomwiswa doro nemasoja, handimazviona. Saka pane a lot of intimidation inoitwa neZANU-PF yokuti if we don't counteract it, if the leaders don't counteract it, if the leaders cannot assure the people that we are with you, if ever you are going to be shot, then we are going to be shot together. Ndozvongoda vanhu chete. We want someone in front of us giving us ideas. Vana baba Geza vane ideas dzekuhondo. Old as he is, but there's military intelligence. We are being outwitted by a very old person, is alleged to be 87 years. Arikutinetsa because patine tichifunga 2028 iye anenge achitofunga 2040 because 2028 already akatopedza nayo, 2030 akatopedza nayo. 2035 yakati takapedza nayo andimazvona koni we are waiting for a conference inonzi ichaitwa handizivi ndimunawo kutopa munomu we don't know
This weekend this weekend uri kupinda musa 13 weekend uri kupinda iyoyi ndokune conference yacho
inonzi hanzi ndio elective conference
aiwa iyi conference iyi vakazira congress yavo iri elective ndeya 2027 apa vanenge vachiri kungoita mandileya kuchamba kwamabhiza kungotunganika kwamabhiza
chavari kuita
vachingobudisa maresolutions achizonzi kana vazoenda kucongress voti takaita resolution yakati it must be ratified takaita resolution yakati it must be ratified ikose zvichingori noise yete yavanongotiitira
chavari kuita they are doing their ground work mungangoona fanika sokuti noise but they are doing their ground work makaona maparallel structures takataura before 2023 elections kana munhu angagwesi come up with parallel ma-structures ake mawindi for ed mahure for ed mapostora for ed vafundisi for ed those were parallel structures which were never seen during Mugabe's tenure but those parallel structures worked so well takaona first for the first time ichi-instilla fear to the rural populace because waitongonzi uchitongopinda nyoresa zita rako osaka uchingori kumusha so unongoene pfungwa dzokuti ndanyogwa zita rangu ende vatozva ndapinda ndiri panumber 20 saka pandovhota inini vanosvika vachindiona vhoti yangu iri panumber 20 and then votoziva kuti ndavhotera kunani andimazviona so it worked so well kuvanhu vekumusha though I want to believe kuti that did not work very much because takazongoona maresults aitwa ekudictatwa rather than being announced properly as we used to know. Taisvika patembo yokuti zvino yava hit yeannouncement yemaresults yokuti nyange vezano vaifema but now they don't have any time yokuti vanombosvika pavanofema because the results are already known before they are announced. Saka chatodako zvino pamaleaders oro vane simba rokuti vanokwanisa kusvika mameseji edu kumaleaders ndeyekuti they must be visible. They must interact with us from now going forward. Yes, the date has been given, 17 October, and it's very near. And we are prepared to go into the streets. And also we must know kuti isusu because we have come to know kuti is synonymous na vachivenga vandati vachivenga vapinde pachigaro, meaning to say we are replacing ZANU-PF with another ZANU-PF. And isusu as opposition, what do we stand to benefit from that? Are we going to risk another chance again of putting someone who will refuse to hand over power? Because the thing that is troubling Zimbabwe for a very long time is change of power from one person to another. Haisati amboitika muZANU-PF since its formation. Haina kumboitika. Anongove coup after coup after coup. Even during the liberation struggle, it's either they eliminate you, they put someone wavanoda. Stole was a mugagao coup. Yakaitwa Stole. Ihebedi Chitepo wakamuuraya in a mysterious bomb attack in Zambia. Saka that is synonymous with ZANU-PF. We have come to know ZANU-PF with their liars. They lied to us during mapungwa hii tuayaya. Kutakwenda kupungwe. Taenda kumiko Angle Jeda. I don't want to lie. Taenda like this time. Yanga iringube kusunga tichenda kumapungwe so. Andi mazvona. And tichiuraya huku dzakapera. Tichipana mkoma. Vachitiudza kuti once we get freedom, unosvika papurazi raunenge uchida, paimba yemurungu yaunenge uchida, takatambura nokunongedza dzimba dzevarungu. Ndichingoti ini panongotogwa nyika bedzi iyi inenge yava yangu iyi. Andimazviona. But what happened after that? Vanhu vekwasvosve chaivo vakangoti people we want our land. Vakabuda mudzimba dzavo vakati we are going to invade some portion of land. What did ZANU-PF do? They were militarily squashed. Center and Imazona. Soon after that, a year and a half, ZANU-PF was on it. Vakuti hai takuda kupa vanhu vedu minda. Why didn't they start never know kwasvosve? Vakuzviita nemhaka yekuti valuza this election yanga itwa ye constitution.
What you know, yes.
yes no sandopa ndo reason yavakuzviitira manje saka vanhu vokwazvo they were wrong. Now they suddenly become right, and they were never told to go back and occupy the farms that they were occupying. Tainda nemabhazi Uncle Jed. Inini ndakazipesa ndakugara kwazvimba asi ndobva kwachivi andimazviona. We moved in farms plus rani korea takatanga kutora side rekunhingirikiri udivi rematura rere tikaritora akatanga kunegotiata nesu. We went there akanegotiata people. You said you want a piece of land. All right, okay, I have no problem. Which side do you want, this side or the other side? Because anga nemapurasi mairi, the other side riku side rokuenda kurafingo here, the other side riku kumagamba uko kumakuva uko. Ndobva vanhu vati aha isi todakuenda kumagamba edu. Okay,
yekuningi
7 euro dzekuchinoi.
All right,
takaurayirwa mombe tikavakirwa misasa yokurara naniko. Tine mukomana ainzi Chigomararwa is now late that guy. Anga anetsa pazvimba apa. Andimazviona. And then from there takazodzokera futi tine mamwe mabhasis futi evanhu. We want some more land Misiniko vakagara nesu pasi. That guy was so angari so nice akagara nesu pasi. People, you want land, I understand. I have about I'm having more than 300 hectares here. We can share. Chigomararwa akati no, we can't share because we are many. Andimazviona, we are many. All you have to do is to just give us the land. We slept the whole day tichirwangoma pamunhu akatiurayira mombe akatipa upfu akati vashandi vake vakasiya basa ravaita vakauya vakatibikira but takati tichimunyaudza usiku hwese. How stupid we were. Nico akati the following day, all right, okay, let us sit down. Matimoda land, I'll give you the whole 300 hectares andinadzo panapa, 300 plus. And then you only tell me, kuti mabva kupi. I will go and start a farm there, pamabva emini. What did we say? Kune makova vabereki vedu, hey, atidi, hey, kwase. I mean, people, we are so stupid, and some people have made us so stupid. And we are always clapping hands for that. Butuliki.
Right. Mukoma regai ndikugumisirei ipapo nokuti nguva dzedu ndo pasisina, but mune ma-interesting tales ekuti tinogona kuzokurukura mamwe maspaces ndinganotera. But thank you very much for that. I do appreciate.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can I bring in Tadiwa Nashe into the conversation? Tadiwa Nashe, please, can you come through? Tadiwa Nashe, are you there?
Bado nikaviro ndimfuna pafoni. Hello, maswera sei mama?
Mukoma wangu muripo?
Aiwa, tiri kumboroma grafi, tiri kumboshandira mhuri kadziri kokumba.
Handiti muri mudiaspora here kwati muri on the ground?
Maisi tiri kudiaspora.
Alright. Akawani. Mainzwa kameningi message yaGeza, tipewo reaction.
Inini reaction yangu ndeyekuti zvinhu zvakaitika ka. Apa tikubvisa ZANU-PF rekana tichangobvisa Munangagwa kubva pinzwa Chiwenga. Imwe ZANU-PF yoramba ingoripo. Tobva tadzokorodza futi zvatikaita all over and all over again, unge zvanga chitorwa namudhara wangu kuti ane makore achingoita zvinhu izvi. Enge zvinhu zvichaitika musi wa17 iwo zvakasaitika. Wiki niwo acharamba. Musi wa17 iwo wiki niwo achabva atengera futi vamwe vanhu motikari. Ameno kana muri kundinzwa.
No, kukunzwa young man. Please go ahead.
Saka kana izvinhu zvaitika izvi, I think ini kunhu kwandiri kuona kuenda zvinhu izvi nezvinhu zviri kuitika kunyika pachadzingwa vanhu vese kunyika idzi kwavari, even kuSouth Africa. Manje zvinhu South Africa zvichinja, vanhu vese maZimbabwe vachadzinga vodzoka. I think kuti tese takanyatsa kurohwa nenhamo ka ndipo patichabatana, because hatingatore nyika pakaiswa pakangopinzwa masoja chete mumastreets. Zvikuroti tiri kudzokera futi kuna 2017 kwekwe kwatikabva kwekwe. Saka sekwe icharamba ichingotenderera. Amen. Tarisei like pattern yezvinhu maitikira zvinoita hazvimbochinje.
Right. No, right, Babu. Yes. I'm following. Ndikuteerera. Ande nacho.
Saka paticheta futi dzimwe 10 years because vanhu vatado trade pafe togona kupika a better day vhunge zvamuri kuswera tichitaura, but tinofanira kuona a bigger picture kuti ndo zvinhu zvatiri kuuda here, ndo zvinoita kuti Zimbabwe iende pairi here, because manje Zimbabwe pairika panhu pakashata. Saka zviri kuti vanhu vachapinda vachaluta futi vachasvika Zimbabwe pekuti inenge yakusatombotarisika. Tobva taita futi dzimwe 10 years futi manje apo panenge pasisina Geza because vanhu vacho toda kupinze vavo ndo vanhu vatiri kuti masavior yedu. Saka zviri kuti pachapisa. Ndo zvinhu hangu zvangaida kungotaura zvangu.
Handiti. Aiwa ndinotenda mukoma, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate.